Hello, I'm Luke Nello and welcome to Season 6 of Best Replays of the Week. In this episode we have a defender who only lives once, a Jagdpanther II dishing out damage, and an indestructible Soviet war machine. Let's battle! I'd say we'll start with a bang, but our top gun is called Silent Sounds. I guess they are silent, but deadly. Our champion arrives at mines with an FCM-50T and a friend for backup. They make a play for the hill, but get bogged down at the entrance. Things start rather badly, as the lightly armoured FCM gets hit again and again. Recognizing the folly in fighting here, Silent silently slips away from the meat grinder, heading out to look for softer targets. A crunchy little EOC is exactly what Silent had in mind. Now the kill tally has started, Silent finds the perfect position to expand the number by pouring fire down upon a T-34 and a Patriot. Only the T-34 succumbs, however. While there's still opportunity to damage this T-34-85, Silent's been here far too long. It's getting dangerous, so time to move on. The Reds are 4 points ahead, but the lost early objective seems clear now. This should be the key to victory. Oh, hello! Surprise! Wow, that IS-3 really doesn't want to turn around. The T-34 is more awake, but its shot bounces off the gun barrel. Alright, we've claimed the hill. Now what? Spotting the 110 allows it to become the 5th kill, bringing the numbers to 3 versus 6. Silent chases an IKV-65-2 looking for the 6th kill, but the TD is joined by a Scorpion, turning the fight into an ugly face-punching competition. That was a victory, of sorts, but the FCM is now completely wrecked. Okay, Top Gun, can you finish this without taking another hit? And, all alone? Our Top Gun drives all the way around the hill, managing to ambush the Hellcat, making it panic and sprint like a rabbit from the bush. Not fast enough, Thumper! Clearly it's the scout capping. Silent knows there's time to deal with the arty first. The cap attempt isn't even real, as the capper leaves the circle just as Silent's instincts lead them to their prey. It, of course, is a coward and tries to run, but there is nowhere to go. That was the 9th kill, and it makes the game a 1 versus 1, just as the FCM's armor finally bounces a shell. Is this the game-winning shot? Computer says no. Tier 8 Heavy versus a Tier 6 Scout. Both one hit from death. The Scout tries to be clever and fires HE, shaving off some more hit points, but not securing the kill. Silent seems to forget that the VK is like a hetzer and fires like a machine gun, which is one mistake too many. If the start had been better, or Silent was less reckless in that showdown with the TDs, this would have been a victory. 9 kills and respectable damage make it a worthy Top Gun, but I wanted to show that even if you have an epic game, there's always room for improvement. Our defender of the week is Underacre, who drives a T-54 lightweight at El Halouf. The match is a Tier 9 encounter, so a lot will happen before any capture attempts. Underacre zooms past the capture zone before joining the main clash in the northwest. Thicker armor would be nice, but there's no substitute for a ballsy attitude. I bet the T-29 didn't see that coming. The lightweight dashes out into the open to put some hurt into an FCM. Then our Keeper of the Dead loops back up, giving the VK-45 a brutal beating in passing. Guess who's next, Tiger? That's right, it's you. Underacre bounces a couple of shots off an E-75 before figuring out how to pen the beast. The enemy's FCM does well in landing a hit on our defender, but dies to covering fire from the team. Huh, random teammates doing stuff, eh? That E75 looks pretty much dead. Cutting its track should be enough to seal its fate. Yep. Oh look, a couple of friendlies are trying to camp, but it's probably too soon for that. Underacre puts a shell or two into an IKV to scare it away. See ya! This Tiger 1 is a sitting duck. What a waste using APCR here, but it seems Underacre didn't bring enough regular. The battle is going well, except for the fact that the rest of the team have already been buried. The IKV seems a little confused about the direction of the threat, and since ammo is running low, a swift kick seems more appropriate. Divine revenge is sought from a Batchat swooping down like the angel of death, but salvation comes from an unlikely source. Poor Bat, it's probably best that we can't see the other team's chat right now. The SPG tries to make up for the disastrous mistake by finishing the job with a round, but it's a split second too slow. Nice reflexes there, Underacre, but you're also one lucky devil. Now let's see you earn that Defender title. The Kappa is an 80-15. Killing one of those with just 6 shells is quite the challenge. Our Defender can't afford to take or miss a shot, so this will have to be flawless. Underacre fires a single shot from ambush and charges in. There's the second one. The third and fourth shots punch through the track, and the last APCR shell finally breaks it. Look at its health though. Both HE shells will have to penetrate to kill it. I don't want a second loss in a row. Underacre keeps orbit around the target, holding fire. Is there a plan I just don't see? Oh, look at this! The engine deck is exposed! The first shell punches through, doing full damage. Is there time for a second one? Yes! Nicely executed! There was a bit of YOLO spirit to this match, and more than a little luck at times. Even so, it was impressive and entertaining, and setting up those last shots was very well done. Maybe it's time for a promotion from Underacre to Grim Reaper. Our crucial contribution comes from the Asian servers, delivered in an Aston Martin 177 VPA at Mountain Pass. Aston Martin's Chariot is the Chinese 113, which is more like a supersized medium tank than a top-tier heavy. As you can see, it's quite fast, with excellent acceleration. The 113 reaches the front well ahead of the pack, quickly claiming the first kill of the match. Is this IS-3 brave or just suicidal? Either way, it's not long for this world. Aston Martin fires at another suspicious bush before forging ahead. The next shell bounces off an IS-7, but it looks like the blind shot took out its track. How lucky was that? It proves to be a really tough customer. Eventually, teammates weaken the beastly machine enough so that Aston Martin can deliver the killing blow. That's a lot of red steel out there. A 113 doesn't have the armor to take them all head on. These smoking wrecks make for a good fortress, allowing our champion to trade fire from relative safety. The battle grinds on, eventually netting Aston Martin a third kill. And a bit later, the fourth one. It looks like the team could use a hand near the center of the map. Aston Martin puts a few shells up a prototype's tailpipe. And then repeats the trick with a Centurion 7-1. That makes Top Gun, but the 113 is down to just 4 shells. A Tier 10 Jagdpanther rolls into view, and Aston Martin cuts its track without doing damage. It was pretty much a waste as the foe uses a repair kit and just keeps going. On the next encounter, however, our artillery is on the ball, blowing up the T-34 almost as soon as it's spotted. A Tiger II puts the 113 into one-hit territory, but our champion ignores it and keeps on at that big TD. That doesn't mean Aston Martin will ignore you forever, however, and that's the 7th kill. With just a single shot remaining, it's best to hide behind the T-95, biding time. The last shot strikes true, causing significant damage to the massive foe. It's very likely the Jagdpanther E100 still thought the 113 had ammo, but in reality, it was just a lump of metal at this point. Doesn't matter, still won. With nearly 10k damage and 7 kills, that was an impressive display. As famously quoted by the chieftain, "You're not paid to bring back ammo." But I can't help feeling that Aston Martin could have used those shells, which were fired at suspicious-looking greenery. Now we head over to the Asian region, where JJ Money 12 focuses on dealing damage at Pilsen. Our Confederate drives a Jagdpanther II as one of the many Tier 8 vehicles in the match. The carnage starts right away, and it will not stop. The 128mm barks again and again, dishing out nearly 3,000 points of damage before JJ Money needs to go looking for more targets. T-34 has sharp teeth on its own, as this one demonstrates just before it dies. This looks like a nice shooting gallery. The damage mounts up with every shot. Others claim the kills, but it would almost be a shame to do less than full damage with any of these shots. A rare missed shot is soon followed by the first kill. The Scorpion G doesn't get away a second time, though it dies just before the ram hits. Anyway, who cares? There's still plenty to shoot at, like this Lurvy. A Conqueror is just sitting there, but the shell bounces off. The second attempt strikes true, leaving it an easy kill for a teammate. An Immel charges in, ending up as the second kill of the match. There's still a bit of driving around to do, but that was the last shot from JJ. Let's look at those numbers. The base XP is really impressive, and it's easy to see why. With well over 8,000 dished out, JJ Money 12 did nearly as much damage as the rest of the team put together. This time, our finale is a steel wall performance by Kraken Co., who brings an indestructible KV-5 to Underacre, EU. Kraken drives the rolling fortress over to K3 and digs in. The KV's cannon isn't really suited for a long-range battle, but it doesn't matter. It's not like they can hurt this beast. Is that courage or just insanity? Even the radio operator must be laughing at these guys. Okay, Skoda, your time is up. The Lurvy charges in like an enraged lion, but even its mighty cannon fails to penetrate the KV's hide. The opponents seem to be firing HE rounds out of sheer frustration. It won't help them. Big ships turn slowly, but when the beast is pointed in the right direction, the KV-13's fate is sealed. Seriously guys, you should have brought some bigger guns. A Super Pershing attempts an amphibious assault, drowning just before Kraken's mercy shot lands. Okay, let's get serious. It's not like they can hurt this Soviet monstrosity anyway. Sound the advance! Forward! Shells drum on the armor, accomplishing nothing aside from cutting the tracks. Until, oh no, not radio guy! Don't worry buddy, we'll patch you right up. The tracks break again, but it doesn't matter. The KV will not be stopped for long. Guess what happens now, SU? Yes, that. The tracks keep breaking, but this is not a bad place to fight from. You think you have thick armor, Churchill? Think again. The drumbeat of shells have stopped, so the KV is free to roll forwards. Kraken dives into the capture circle, engaging the remaining hostiles. The game is pretty much over, but there's always room for one more kill. Is there a chance for a Top Gun? Kraken leaves the circle to claim the 6th kill, but the opponent would rather drown than fight. Lame. But not to worry, this isn't a Top Gun game, but a steel wall. Even radio guys survive, needing just a bit of duct tape and a painkiller. Good show, Kraken Co. And that's it for this episode. Skill, luck, RNGesus, heartbreaks, and more. This episode surely had it all. What a start to Season 6. I'm Luke Nella, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Gonna kick back, slip off my shoes.
That's our intro. I'm just reenacting it.